Hi, I'm Dick Eit with Bites by Eit. We have a wonderful catering company based in Atlanta, Georgia, where we also provide client services in Tennessee, Manhattan, Greenwich, New Canaan, Nantucket, and Florida. Today we're going to cook one of my favorites, a roasted rack of lamb with rosemary and panko crust, a little bit of whole grain mustard, and then we're going to do green beans with toasted pecans, and we'll do a nice lovely salad with a Dijon mustard vinaigrette. So let's begin. So with the lamb, I will trim off a little bit of the fat. I just like the flavor of the fat from the lamb. So some chefs will trim it all the way down to the very bones. I don't. I like to have it, I'll cover the tenderloin with the crust, but I'll leave this here so when it cooks it drips and it just provides more flavor. So we'll start with that, the trimming, and then we'll make the crust. So again, when you're trimming, just take it nice and slow. No need to rush, no need to get into an accident and get cut. So I'll come down and then I'll come back. So a little bit more fat on this side. We'll take this off. There's still plenty of fat for it to drizzle down. You can take off the silver skin, sort of similar how we trimmed up a beef tenderloin. Trim this off. The silver skin is very tough, so just go up against it. And there we go. Fold this back over. So, nice piece of tenderloin there, nice rack. Clean as we go. Put this back off to the side. So we'll make the panko crust. Of course, use a little bit of garlic. I think we'll do 2 cloves, 3 cloves of garlic, and we'll be good to go. See, once you take out the pit, there's not much garlic left. So that's why I use 2 or 3 of them. There's the pith, you can see it. Take that out. There we go, we have our garlic. Do a fine medium chop on this. Now you can either do this in a Cuisinart if you wanted to and mix it all together, then it would chop it up, or you can just do it in a mixing bowl. I'll just do it in a mixing bowl for today. It's only 1 rack of lamb. If I was doing a bunch, I'd probably use the Cuisinart food processor, but not really necessary. Plus it's always fun to chop by hand. I'll give that a little chop. That's ready to go. Get our mixing bowl. We'll add a little garlic, ground garlic salt, and some granulated onion, and our whole grain mustard, and some olive oil. I may come back with more of that. And then we'll do our breadcrumbs, or panko breadcrumbs, and also our extra crunchy panko breadcrumbs. It's great for stir fries. A few shakes of horseradish, fresh horseradish. Always gives it a little bit of a pop. You can use the prepared horseradish from the store if you want to. If you can find the fresh, it's a bit more potent, so you don't need quite as much. Mix this up. I think we'll add some more olive oil. See if that's enough. Add a few more of the extra crispy, crunchy panko. So now you can see it's a little bit sort of, I wouldn't call it quite a dough, but it is a little bit pasty. It will stick together well on the rack of lamb, which is what I'm looking for. A little pepper and a little salt. Okay, so that's ready to go. Let's put on the lamb. You see how thick that is, and it sticks so nicely to it. 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch thick, and it will provide a nice crust. Keep it moist, keep it very flavorful, and there we go. So we'll stick in the oven at 400 degrees, 12 to 14 minutes, depending how you like it. I typically like it about medium rare. Take it out, let it rest anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. If you're gonna do it longer than that, just cover it, and all the juices come back in, and it turns out perfectly. So let's get to the green beans. We'll do a little French cut on these, trim them off. You could do it individually. I just do a pretty big cut, and then whichever ones are left over. I like them in a uniform size, so that's why I cut them. 1 for speed and 2 for cooking and appearances. I almost always blanch them and then put them in an ice bath for a minute, 2 minutes, not much longer than that, otherwise they'll get soggy. And then when I heat them up again, I can just saute them, a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of butter, and we'll cook up and saute some pecans and a little bit of butter, put a little bit of heat to it, some red pepper flakes, and then we'll chop those up and garnish with that. So this will take 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes are up. We'll do a little taste on it to make sure that they're crunchy. I like them crunchy. I don't want them overcooked because we are going to cook them again just to saute them, to heat them up. I can tell by that it's, yep, good. Take them out. Again, we're going to put it in the ice bath, 2 minutes tops. If you put them in the ice bath for too long, like I said, they will get soggy, and we want them crunchy. We don't want them soggy. Okay, I'll move this off to the side. And while those are cooling down for a little bit longer, we'll start with the pecans. Put a little butter in there. Half a stick of butter. I'll melt this. While that's melting, we'll check on the green beans again. Almost cooled down. Another 30 seconds. Let's check on our butter. Butter's almost melted, and it's on. I'll move it down to medium heat. I'll put a towel down and take out the green beans. Nice color. Water is pretty cold, and I can tell that they are crispy. They have a great coloring. They didn't turn brown. And when I do this for parties, it just makes it so much easier because all I have to do at the last second is put them in a saute pan with some butter and some herbs. It takes 2 minutes to heat up and get to temperature. Those guys are ready. I'll dry them off, and let's go back to the pecans. Butter looks great. Put the pecans on here. Spread them out. Give a little toss. Put this back on the heat for a little bit. I'll add a little salt and a little red pepper flakes. Just a sprinkling. You don't want to overpower it. You just want them, when they taste the red pepper, at the end they can feel a little heat tingling in the back of their throat. Okay, put this back on. We'll bring this up to temperature a little bit, and then we'll put it in the oven. So 2 minutes or so, when I was sauteing them on the stovetop, I could see they're getting nice and brown. So it'll only take about 2 more minutes in the oven. We don't want to burn them. We want to get some good color. We want to release all the natural oils coming out of the pecans to give it some great flavor. Again, kitchen towel, leave it on there at all times. I've forgotten sometimes and get a nice burn, and it's no fun. So you can see the good color we have on that, and the aroma, quite nice. And then we'll transfer this. Get it off the heat. So if you wanted to, you could make them candied. I didn't want the sweets on this. I did want the butter and little red pepper flakes. Pretty well dried up. We'll do a little bit more dry. And then they're ready to go. So I can still feel the cold temperature. Snip that one off, and that's good to go. So I think we'll check on the rack of lamb. It's been over about 14 minutes. Smells great. Nice coloring on it. We'll transfer this off and put it onto the board, and then we can cut it. Again, clean as we go. Get everything out of the way, so you always have plenty of room to work with. And we'll let that rest at least 10 minutes, and preferably 20 to a half hour. So all the juices will come right back into the rack of lamb. Okay. Next, we'll make the salad dressing, and we'll get the salad ready to go, and we'll saute up the beans while this is resting. Okay, so let's make a whole grain mustard vinaigrette for the salad. Put in the balsamic. It's a red wine balsamic. Whole grain mustard. I love whole grain mustard. And a little salt and pepper. What I like about the whole grain mustard is that when you bite into it, you can actually feel and taste the texture of the whole grain mustard, and it sort of pops, and it's a great flavor. Again, with the vinegar, the balsamic, I don't like it when it really tastes vinegary. I like it when it just is a subtle taste of the balsamic vinegar. So let's see. Yeah, I take a bite of that. It's already, the whole grain's already popped a few times. That's perfect. We'll get the pecans and the green beans ready to go, and we'll saute those off. I tasted the pecans, and I think it needs a little bit more of the red pepper flakes. So I'll put some pecans on there and some red pepper flakes. And once the green beans are up to temperature, then I'll sprinkle those in. It'll be wonderful. Mix these up a little bit. There's a little bit of the butter left in there. Red pepper flakes will now stick to it. Okay, that's why I'm gonna add it at the last. They're already warm, they don't need to be heated up, but I'll just heat this up with a little bit of butter, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and then add the pecans for service. Let's saute up the green beans. It'll take 2 minutes tops, okay? We have butter, a little extra virgin olive oil, give this a little toss, coat it, add a pinch of salt on there, bring it back to the heat. and we'll get that up to temperature. In the meantime, we'll toss in our lettuce. Little Leaf Farms, wonderful product, and give that a toss. Just flip it over. You can see how it's already coating it nicely. A pinch of salt on there. A little pepper. One more toss. And that's ready to go. I can hear the green beans. Those guys are ready. Give it one more flip. Another pinch of salt on there. And we'll plate it. Plate the salad. Clean off our tongs. Clean as you go. Add the green beans. Plate that. And then we'll sprinkle on the pecans. So you could either leave them whole or chop them. I like them whole. Again, I like the texture, I like the crunchiness. I like to bite down on it. And there we go. Okay, put that off to the side. And now we'll check on the lamb. So in previous shows, I did a marinated lamb chop lollipops with some of these same ingredients without the panko. Okay, so now we're gonna cut the lamb. You can either cut them into single chops or double chops. I like the double chops myself. And get it right in between the crack there. There's one. 3 and 4. I'll just take this off to the side. Cut it, and then put this back on top. Put that on top. Put that on top. Nice coloring. And put that on top. Take some of the extra. Put it there. And there you have it. A wonderful rack of lamb with a panko crusted with a little bit of whole grain mustard, garlic, rosemary, Little Leaf Farms lettuce with a balsamic red wine vinaigrette, sauteed green beans or haricots verts with pecans and red pepper flakes. Thanks to our sponsors, Little Leaf Farms, fantastic lettuce that comes out of outside of Boston, Massachusetts. It is harvested and cut and sent to you at the grocery stores the following day. It will last for 2 weeks. It's much better than any lettuce you get from California just because of the shipping. It will last and it's flavorful. So enjoy.